afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Very pleasant today.
Beautiful summer day. It's June 1st. Happy June.
Happy June at the meteorological start to summer.
Yeah, it feels good.
It does feel good. We'll get to the weather in just a second, but first, topping our news today, city-county collaboration results in more clean places for you and your kids to play in the lakes. We'll tell you about the new Clean Beach Corridor.
Both of you are guilty. Today, we got the verdict in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. We'll explain the results.
And 2 more funerals for those killed in the school shootings in Uvalde, Texas.
First at 4 on this first day of June, a new initiative in Madison to try to keep local beaches clear of algae this year.
It's called the Clean Beach Corridor. The new one is in Warner Park, and another one is slated to be built at Tenney Park in 2024. The corridor walls off a section of Lake Mendota, and water within the area is continuously filtered, keeping the blue-green algae out. All the water within the new Clean Beach Corridors regularly cycles through a large pump and is filtered naturally with no chemicals. The sand filter draws water from half of an acre-size safe swimming corridor created by a curtain in the lake, filtering 100 gallons per minute.
The really, I think, amazing thing about these clean beach corridors is how they can fend off algae even in peak periods of nearby blooms, which makes it sure that families can have a safe place, a free place to go swimming, even in the height of summer.
This is the Madison area's 4th Clean Beach Corridor. Each corridor costs around $90,000. Dane County spent roughly $70,000 on filtration equipment and $20,000 on the barrier curtain. The city invested $700,000 to build the new shelters and site improvements and will pay the operational costs going forward. Let's take a look outside. Not necessarily beach weather. Water's pretty cool yet, but it's
perfect day for sailing.
Sunny and dry for now. Julian is in the backyard with a perfect forecast.
That's right. It's going to be perfect for a little while as well. So definitely enjoy it as we get into the rest of our Wednesday evening. And yes, that's right, folks. Meteorological summer is here, and it's going to be here until August 31st. I'm excited, and I hope you are too, because temperatures are still holding into the 70s for the near future. Now, as we take a look outside, pretty blue, and the cloud cover starting to dissipate as we continue throughout the rest of our evening. But here's a look at our almanac for us. 73 degrees so far is our high for today. We're close to normal around this time of year, so I guess normally it's this pleasant when we start off the first day of June, even though our record is 100 degrees. I'm glad we're nowhere near that. Now, as we take a look at our temperature change over the last 24 hours, many of us, especially north of Madison, were in the double-digit decrease in temperature. So that just goes to show you we're all looking at a breath of fresh air and cool conditions as we start off the rest of our Wednesday evening. Now, we may see clouds start to build once again as we get in throughout the rest of our evening, and temperatures will start to fall as well, but it's still going to be relatively pleasant for us throughout the rest of our evening. Now, we are looking at dry conditions for now, but folks, we are going to be seeing some changes, which we'll get to in just a few moments. Until then, let's take a quick look at our traffic. As of right now, we can see some slow spots, especially eastbound on the Beltline as of right now. But as we take a look closer towards the interstates, we're looking at all green for the most part, so pretty normal for this time of the hour as we're getting into our traffic. And here's another look at what it's going to take from getting to point A to point B. Pretty normal for this time of day. Well, again, we're going to give you a look at what else to expect heading into the end of our dry streak in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. A jury in Virginia has found both actor Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard liable for defamation in their lawsuits against each other. Depp sued Heard for defamation over a 2018 op-ed that she wrote for the Washington Post, in which she described herself as a, quote, public figure representing domestic abuse. Depp was not named in that article, but he claims it cost him acting roles. After weeks of shocking testimony, the jury found both of the exes defamed each other. The jury awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. The jury awarded Amber Heard $2 million in compensatory damages and no money for punitive damages.
An analysis of the most recent CDC data available shows firearms are the leading cause of death among children in the U.S., surpassing car accidents for the first time in 2020. Mourners gathered at a church in Uvalde, Texas, twice today, saying goodbye to a teacher and student killed in last week's massacre at an elementary school.
Lilia Luciano reports from Uvalde.
Side by side in life and death, Robb Elementary School teacher Irma Garcia and her husband Joe were remembered at a funeral mass Wednesday morning. Their twin caskets carried into Sacred Heart Catholic Church, one after the other. Irma was killed in last week's shooting at Robb Elementary School. Her grieving husband died 2 days later of a heart attack, or as the family says, heartbreak. The couple leave behind 4 children, the youngest in 7th grade. Also being laid to rest today, 10-year-old Jose Flores, who wanted to be a police officer someday. His sister Andrea was hiding in another classroom during the shooting.
What were you thinking while that was happening? You knew your brother was in another classroom nearby.
I was just worried thinking about him.
The Uvalde community is not just struggling with grief. There's also enormous frustration over the lack of clear answers as to what happened that day. Embattled School Police Chief Pete Arredondo is contradicting state law enforcement claims that he has stopped cooperating. He told CBS affiliate KHOU that he has been speaking with the Texas Department of Public Safety every day. The Texas governor sent a letter Wednesday requesting special legislative committees to examine school safety, firearm safety, police training, and other issues. The school district says students and staff will not be returning to the Robb Elementary School campus. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
And visitations were also held for 4 other children this afternoon.
Renewed efforts continue to find common ground in Congress on federal gun control legislation and gun violence prevention in the wake of recent mass shootings in Texas and New York. High school students in New York staged a walkout against gun violence amid an ongoing effort to strengthen federal gun laws on Capitol Hill. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy convened a small group of colleagues from both sides of the aisle Tuesday to discuss background checks, red flag laws, safe gun storage, and school security. Their proposals will still face a tough road in the Senate, where Republican leaders do not agree guns are to blame.
I can't guarantee you that there will be a compromise, but I think we will know one way or the other, by next week.
It seems to me there are 2 broad categories that underscore the problem: mental illness and school safety.
The House Judiciary Committee is expected to meet Thursday to consider a gun legislation package, which would, among other things, raise the age for purchasing a semi-automatic centerfire rifle from 18 to 21 years old. While the Protecting Our Kids Act would likely pass the Democratic-led House, it's unlikely to get the 60 votes needed in the evenly divided Senate. In Madison this morning, a Dane County judge ruled the city can use private funds to help run elections.
A conservative group was pushing to challenge how some cities used money, which came in part from a group that Mark Zuckerberg donated to run elections during the pandemic.
Political reporter Will Keneally breaks down today's decision. Will?
So back in 2020, Madison and other cities around the state applied for funding through a Mark Zuckerberg-affiliated nonprofit. The first round of funding went to the state's 5 largest cities, all leaning Democratic. Conservatives said that this was an unfair backing of one side, but a Dane County judge said today that nothing in state law prohibits those cities from taking those funds. Madison Mayor Sati Rhodes Conway told us today this is the right call.
I think today's decision from the judge just shows clearly what we've known all along, which is that the November 2020 election was conducted fairly and safely for everyone. It's a settled matter, and we should be moving on.
So after the cities took the money, Republicans put forward a bill to bar Wisconsin cities from taking similar funds in the future. Governor Evers vetoed that bill earlier this year. In addition to Wisconsin's 5 largest cities, a second round of funding from the Zuckerberg Group went to more than 100 Wisconsin cities. In court today, the judge reiterated that local municipal clerks largely have the authority to run elections as they determine is best. We'll delve more into that and how it will impact upcoming elections next at 5.
We will see you at 5, Will. Thank you. A variation of the pride flag called the Progress Pride flag was raised at the state capitol today for the first time in recognition of the 4th Pride Month in the state.
This inclusion matters. Representation matters. Our words matter. While we have a proud history of LGBTQ activism and advocacy in Wisconsin, from the Black Knight Brawl in Milwaukee to being the first state to ban discrimination based on sexual orientation.
Progress Pride flag was created to include visibility of marginalized communities. The chevron on the flag represents LGBTQ people of color, as well as transgender people and those we have lost to AIDS.
And the Pride flag is being flown at the City Hall building in Madison as well. Madison Mayor Satya Rose Conway raised the flag herself at the municipal building at 9 o'clock this morning, but delivered no remarks. She is Madison's first openly gay mayor and has been with her partner Amy since 2009.
Graduation season is upon us, and today Sauk Prairie Health Center's Project Search celebrated a graduation of its own. Project Search is a business-led collaboration that enables people with disabilities to gain and maintain employment. The program has 180 young adults at 25 participating sites. Today, the ceremony featured the experiences of interns with physical and developmental disabilities preparing to enter the workforce through Project Search.
It is a series of 3 10-week unpaid internships within the businesses, and the students learn job skills and they learn to develop all kinds of things so that they can become really good, productive workers in an integrated setting within their communities.
Since its beginning in 2008, Project Search Wisconsin has provided workforce training to nearly 1,500 Wisconsin residents.
And this afternoon, Madison VA broke ground on a brand new clinic on Madison's east side. The new 30,000 square foot clinic was selected based on analysis of the community veteran population. The clinic intends to serve more than 5,000 veterans living in portions of several counties and will be staffed by about 110 VA employees.
Truly excited to begin the project. It'll benefit so many of our veterans in an area that has been a little bit underserved by us. And we're building this new clinic as part of VA's commitment to improve access to care for veterans now and for generations to come.
Construction will probably take about a year, with the structure set to open in the fall of 2023.
Emergency crews responded this morning to a 2-vehicle crash on Highway 19 involving a garbage truck and a motorcycle. The crash happened around 9:05 this morning. All westbound lanes of Highway 19 at Lake Road were closed for roughly 2 hours as a result. The Department of Transportation's online traffic map showed that around 10 o'clock this morning, the highway was closed between Highway 51 and River Road. Dane County dispatchers say the garbage truck rolled during the crash, but they do not have any information about the motorcycle's involvement in the incident.
A teen accused of crashing a stolen vehicle on the Beltline in March appeared in court today. 18-year-old Avian Howard is facing a felony charge of driving a vehicle without consent and 1 misdemeanor charge of resisting an officer. In March, police received a report of a stolen vehicle in Sun Prairie. Officers used the vehicle's tracking system to follow it until it crashed on the eastbound Beltline near the Ohio River Bridge. In court today, Howard did not speak, and the court entered a not guilty plea on his behalf.
Friday of this week will mark the 100th day of Russia's war in Ukraine. Russian troops are trying to push out the last Ukrainian forces from one of the largest cities in the eastern Donbas region that is still under Ukrainian control. At least 1,500 people have been killed and up to 15,000 remain trapped. A woman and her grandmother were telling a local journalist that they remain in good health when an explosion went off close by. The U.S. has now agreed to send high-tech rockets that Ukraine has asked for to slow the Russian advance.
Well, still to come at 4, when you think of Las Vegas, you probably don't think of water conservation.
But it turns out Sin City is one of the most water-conscious cities on the planet. That story when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Since I left for college, my dad has gotten back into some of his old hobbies. And now he's taking Trulicity. And it looks like he's gotten into some new, healthier habits, too.
What changes are you making for your type 2 diabetes? Maybe it's time to try Trulicity. It's proven to help lower A1C. It could help you lose up to 10 pounds. And it's only taken once a week, so it can fit into your busy life. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. The choices you make can help control your A1C. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Bob's Discount now goes further than ever with my new 60-month financing option. Just in time, too, because this Memorial Day, we're celebrating the grand opening of my 9 new Bob's Discount furniture stores across the country, bringing more people the power of Bob's Discount on furniture, mattresses, and more. With everyday low prices that already beat the competition's phony Memorial Day sales, and with our new 60-month financing option, it's no contest. Plus, enjoy yummy treats in my cafes, all absolutely free. So come celebrate the grand opening of our 9 new stores this Memorial Day.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Save today with 11% off everything for your project now at Menards. Give your bathroom a fresh update with Delta. Their bathtub and shower kits are built for style, design, and durability. All Delta bathtub and shower kits are 11% off. Finish your update with Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring. It's waterproof and available in tile or wood grain looks, making it the perfect flooring choice for your bathroom. Get 11% off all Great Lakes flooring.
Save big money at Menards.
And I walked right into U.S. Cellular and I said I want to choose any phone in here for free.
What'd he say?
He said, sure. Really nice guy. I had my pick of any phone from any brand, free, even the newest ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got the big screen?
Yeah.
Big storage?
Yeah.
Fits in your pocket?
Fits in my pocket. Yeah, it's a big phone, and that's what I wanted, and I got what I wanted.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Welcome back. The world's richest man has had it with this whole working from home thing.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk issued an ultimatum to Tesla executives: return to the office or leave the company. The new policy was disclosed in leaked emails that Musk sent to Tesla's executive staff yesterday. He wrote that anyone who wants to do remote work must be in the office for at least 40 hours a week or depart Tesla. Musk said he would personally review any requests for an exemption, but for the most part, quote, said if you don't show up, we will assume you have resigned. Tesla did not respond to a request for comment on this change.
Rather harsh. That's Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow, or noon hour at 4 o'clock. Let's check the closing numbers on Wall Street. I think I'll start working
Still
from
a
home.
noon show.
I'll start working from home. Don't bother coming back. The Dow down 176, the NASDAQ down 86, S&P 500 down almost 31. In southern Nevada, they've been conserving water for years.
Now people are taking it a step further, ripping out all of the grass that soaks up water in the middle of a desert.
Ben Tracy shows us how Las Vegas has become an unlikely model for water conservation without giving up any of the city's glamour.
Of all the words that come to mind when you think of Las Vegas, restraint is probably not one of them.
For having a reputation as a city of excess, we're actually one of the most water efficient cities in the world.
John Ensminger is general manager of the Southern Nevada Water Authority.
This is a pump station.
He showed us one of Las Vegas's 54 pump stations. They deliver water from nearby Lake Mead on the Colorado River, the nation's largest reservoir.
Everything we use indoors is recycled. If it hits a drain in Las Vegas, we clean it, we put it back into Lake Mead.
So all those showers, sinks, and toilets in all those hotel rooms, that all gets cleaned and put back in the lake?
You could literally leave every faucet, every shower running, and it won't consume any more water.
In the past 2 decades, Lake Mead has dropped a startling 180 feet due to a devastating megadrought made worse by climate change and the rapid growth of cities and agriculture in the Southwest. But Southern Nevada beat the odds, adding 750,000 people since 2002, while cutting its overall water use by 26%. In part by spending millions to get homeowners to install desert landscaping and mandating precisely when and how much anything outdoors can be watered. Now it's doubling down to save every last drop. A new law, a first of its kind in the nation, bans what's known as non-functional grass, the kind of stuff that looks good along roadways and roundabouts, but serves no actual purpose. It's being torn out all over town, surprising some like Gail Greenstein.
I am going to miss it because, I mean, there's nothing better than smelling fresh cut grass in the morning.
Rolling up the green carpet does make a difference. Watering 1 square foot of grass in Las Vegas uses 73 gallons of water per year. Drought-tolerant landscaping uses just 18 gallons. The Water Authority says banning non-functional grass will save nearly 10 billion gallons of water, 10% of Southern Nevada's total water supply.
This grass is considered decorative, it's considered non-functional.
Cameron Donnarumma is one of the city's 14 water waste investigators, sworn to protect and conserve.
There is some contributing flow.
He's on the lookout for those committing the cardinal sin of Sin City, letting water run down the drain. Fines start at $80 and top out at nearly $1,300.
Water cannot leave the property. So as you can kind of see, water is definitely leaving and going down the street. So this is considered a waterways violation.
But what about the city's most iconic water feature?
Oh, there we go. Well, that's pretty cool. You got a very nice water feature here at your hotel.
Yes, we do. World-renowned.
Anthony Williams is a senior vice president with MGM Resorts, which owns the Bellagio Hotel and its famed fountains out front. He took us for a ride on the lake for an up-close look at this wall of water.
This seems awfully wasteful. You're saying you're not really wasting much water here.
We're not.
He says all the water here comes from a private well, not the Colorado River, and the water that evaporates into the hot desert air.
This is very cool to see this up close.
Is replaced with recycled water from this 1.5 million gallon pool. The centerpiece of the Cirque du Soleil show, O. Overall, MGM says it has cut its water use at its various Vegas properties by 30% in the past 3 years.
The reality is we all have to use less water.
John Ensminger says as climate change makes the West hotter and drier, cities can learn from Las Vegas and commit to conservation.
The situation we're facing, I believe, isn't drought. It's the long-term aridification of the desert Southwest. So these plans need to be permanent, and they need to build upon themselves each and every year.
Because the one thing this city in the desert can't afford to gamble on is its water supply.
Ben Tracy, CBS News.
In Las Vegas.
What a sight.
It's quite remarkable they can accomplish that in a desert where people shouldn't be living.
Well, they need to be because Lake Mead is lower than it's been in a couple of decades.
One problem we don't have.
Yes.
The one.
No, we've got the Great Lakes.
And you also can't think of Las Vegas without thinking of heat, and things are only going to get hotter.
What does that mean for the nation's power grid? We'll have that story coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
But that I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
As summer approaches, is your house ready? Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin, not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin, not me.
And for kids ages 6 and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin, not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Well, take a look at this. Boaters at Lake Powell in Arizona caught the moment a massive chunk of rock broke off the side of a cliff and crashed into the water. It happened on Memorial Day, causing a massive splash and wave. No one was hurt by the collapse, and geologists say it was likely caused by the lake's low water level. This event is officially called a rock topple. Sure is.
Oh, yeah, that is something to see.
But and then they had to outrun that wave.
I'm about to say the second wave, that shock wave is crazy right there. Oh, man.
Get out of the way of that.
I'm glad I wasn't.
Just another day on the water.
At least that's something we'll have to deal with on our lakes.
And good boating weather.
Oh, it is fantastic boating weather. Might not want to get in the water just yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cold here.
Yeah, it's still a little chilly. But it's still gorgeous out, so definitely enjoy it. But we are going to be talking about the changes that will be in our forecast. Make sure you stay tuned for the First One forecast coming up after the break.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farxiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farxiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga. Upgrade your home with custom-designed replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, every Comfort 365 window style is 40% off. Champion is here to help every step of the way. Get 40% off today. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Keep your phone and number with the same great coverage as the big carriers. Escape to a no-contract $20 a month plan with talk, text, and data. It's easy to connect with our award-winning customer support team, no sleight of hand is required. Call, go online, or visit Target to get your new SIM card or phone today.
Are you overloaded with debt? 13 may be your lucky number. No interest Chapter 13 debt repayment. Protect your assets, pay your debts, get a lower payment that you can afford. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 13 repayment plans start at only $275 a month. To see if you qualify, on your phone, from your home, statewide, call now or visit us online. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And what a beautiful mid part of our week. After such the heat that we had yesterday, it's nice to have some 70s and even 60s as we get into the rest of our evening. On top of it, though, folks, all of the pretty blue sky that we're going to be seeing, we'll start to have some clouds increase as we get into the later part of this evening. But one thing we are going to be watching for is how cool we're going to stay throughout much of the next few days for us. Now that the cold front has swept its way through the upper Midwest, we're left with temperatures that are into the 70s, and we are going to be looking at some dry slots for the next couple of days as well. So take full advantage of it. Eat outside, go for a nice drive, whatever it is that is outside, just make sure that you're doing it over the next couple of days for us. As we get into this evening, we're going to be relatively quiet. However, as we get into the early part of tonight, just south of Madison near Monroe, we could see just a quick little brief shower that will try to make its way across southern Wisconsin, but it's going to be very isolated and probably won't last much longer either. So aside from that, it's pretty quiet for tonight. Going into our Thursday morning, we're going to be seeing temperatures very comfortable once again and plenty of open sky. As we roll into our Thursday afternoon, it's going to still be open sky, still feel really good. However, just north of Mineral Point, might see just a quick little shower, but for the most part, we're staying dry, folks. And that's going to be the theme throughout our Thursday evening. We're going to be looking at plenty of great weather for us. Now, as we transition into Friday, we're still looking to be very similar than what we are for today. So aside from the surface temperatures, what are we feeling on our skins? Well, for the dew points, we're not going to be feeling much of anything either. Humidity is not going to really be around for us at all. We'll see increases of dew points for tonight as we see that increase in cloud cover, but we're still going to stay relatively dry throughout our Thursday and especially going into our Friday as well. Just take note that we're seeing dew points at their highest into the middle 50s, which again is still relatively comfortable. As we take a look at seeing our Wisconsin type of standard of what that means for us, folks, it's still going to be very comfortable until we get above the 60-degree mark for us in terms of dew points. So take full advantage of it, because we will start to see some changes after Friday. Going into our Saturday afternoon, we're expecting to start to see some showers, potentially even some thunderstorms that are going to be rumbling throughout much of our weekend. So you might not want to plan too much stuff outside for this weekend for us, but it's still going to be, warranted. We do need some rain for us, especially after we are going to be on such a dry trend throughout the next couple of days. So here's our 3 things we're going to need to know just to kind of put a bow on it. We're looking at temperatures to be relatively cool until Friday. Then as we get into the weekend, we're still going to be cool, but we are looking at a system that started to be bringing in some showers and even some thunderstorms that are also going to be carrying in our chances of seeing some rainfall going into next week. Now, note, we're looking at pretty much the lower 70s for this next stretch of temperatures for us. So it's going to feel really good, but we are still looking at chances of staying a bit soggy. So the big takeaway is, yeah, it's going to feel good outside, but make sure that you have the rain gear because we're going to probably need it throughout the next few days, especially after Friday. But then as we go in, at least it's going to still feel in the 70s. Not too hot. It's a pretty nice start for June.
Very nice, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, okay, so it's perfect for you, Mark. So this is what we're looking for.
It's rare when Mark says that.
I know. Finally made the old guy happy.
We finally found the spot. All right, now I know. Love 70s.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julian.
Well, America's power system could face blackouts this summer.
The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration released a report last week showing above-average temperatures across the country.
As Renee Marsh reports, keeping the AC and the lights on could overwhelm an aging electrical grid.
As wildfires burn and temperatures rise across the nation, a sobering new report warns the U.S. power system could buckle, triggering energy emergencies this summer. The upper Midwest and Mid-South along the Mississippi face the highest risk of blackouts. Texas, the West Coast, and Southwest face an increased risk.
The electric system is old, and so it's not designed to withstand the impacts of climate change.
Extreme temperatures trigger a surge in demand, and that taxes the grid. An early heat wave has already knocked 6 power plants offline in Texas this month. In Oklahoma, heat also played a role in blackouts.
It's like a walk-in freezer.
And last year, the Texas power grid completely failed for days under a deep freeze. 246 people died.
An energy crisis can become a public health crisis. It can become a food crisis.
Yami Newell has seen the cascading effects of an unreliable power grid in her hometown of Chicago.
For a wealthier family, if they have a power outage and all the food in their refrigerator goes bad, they may be able to afford to go back to the store and replenish the coffers. For a family that's operating on a more restricted income, they might not be able to go back and refill the coffers.
In her Bronzeville neighborhood on Chicago's South Side, solar panels now dot the rooftop of a public housing complex. A short drive from there, a backup battery stores energy from those solar panels as well as natural gas generators, creating what the state energy company calls a microgrid.
Without power, we're talking about potential life-threatening situations. So this microgrid provides that backup to be able to deliver power even when the grid isn't there.
The project is pending approval, but once it's operating, it can connect and share power with the main power grid. In the event of a blackout, it can disconnect and operate independently, tapping its stored battery energy to power the homes, police station, and hospital in the area for 4 hours.
We have seen a reluctance on the part of many utilities to factor climate change into their planning processes because they say that the science around climate change is too uncertain.
They're basing analysis for grid reliability and investments on historical averages because planning for extreme projections is more expensive.
And so we're continuing to design and site facilities based on historic weather patterns that we know in the age of climate change aren't a good proxy for future conditions.
As communities work to build a more resilient grid, Bronzeville is a possible blueprint for creating a backup for when climate wreaks havoc on the grid.
And also compounding the grid problem is drought, which reduces hydropower from power-producing dams.
We seem to have a theme here today.
Yep.
Coming up next year on Live Before, good news for Americans in the job market. There are more jobs available than people searching for one.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Milwaukee Bucks player Wesley Matthews spoke to the Madison School District kids today about the importance of staying active. We'll have his message coming up at 5.
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Since I left for college, my dad has gotten back into some of his old hobbies. And now he's taking Trulicity. And it looks like he's gotten into some new, healthier habits, too.
What changes are you making for your type 2 diabetes? Maybe it's time to try Trulicity. It's proven to help lower A1C. It could help you lose up to 10 pounds. And it's only taken once a week, so it can fit into your busy life. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. The choices you make can help control your A1C. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breasttree. Breasttree gives me better breathing and helps prevent flare-ups. Before Breasttree, I was stuck in the past. I still had bad days. Flare-ups, which kept me from doing what I love. My doctor said, for my COPD, it was time for Breasttree.
Tree gives you better breathing, symptom improvement, and helps prevent flare-ups. Like no other COPD medicine, Tree was proven to reduce flare-ups by 52%.
Tree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Tree more than prescribed. Tree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help. If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Tree.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Tonight at 5, imagine algae-free beaches. Dane County and the city of Madison unveil a new water pump going in at Warner Park to do just that.
The weather will be sunny and mainly dry through Friday with just a slight chance for a shower in a few spots tonight. As we head into the weekend, we get back into a cool weather pattern with shower chances into next week. I'll tell you when the best chances for rain will be at 5.
And ahead at 6, a circuit court judge says it's okay to use private funds for elections. How will this impact future elections? That's coming up at 6.
The weather satellite ends up in New York City again today.
A little overcast, 63 degrees in the Big Apple.
Not as nice as here.
No.
We got the Big Apple beat. Well, good news for Americans in the job market. There are more jobs available than people searching for one.
But the massive number of openings has created a worker shortage that has a lot of businesses struggling to survive. Astrid Martinez explains.
Last week, the Roanoke restaurant served its last meal. After dishing out comfort food for 81 years, the Southwestern Virginia business closed, and the ongoing worker shortage is a major reason why.
Things just got worse. I don't know where the employees went, but you can't hire anybody. You can't even get anybody to come for an interview.
The Roanoke is far from alone. The latest data shows there were 11.4 million job openings on the last day of April, which remains near a recent record high.
There were almost 2 open jobs for every unemployed worker. Workers have more negotiating power than they've had in years past.
Greg McBride is the chief financial analyst at Bankrate and says employers are not only struggling to find new workers, it's also difficult to keep the ones they have. 4.4 million Americans quit jobs in April, which is close to a record.
Is it the case that people are leaving or resigning one job for a better job?
We saw the 11th consecutive month of more than 4 million workers quitting their jobs. And this is an environment where workers are quitting. They're not moving to the sidelines. They're moving to a better paying job elsewhere.
This adult care facility in Northern California lost employees during the pandemic.
We saw a 20 to 30% reduction in our workforce.
They're trying to recruit new workers, but aren't able to compete with the wages many other employers offer. The facility is cutting back services and hours until those positions can be filled. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
We're feeling this in the newsroom as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, there's good news if you're in the market for a powerful 2-seater true sports car.
The Nissan Z is back, and we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs to check it out when Live at 4 continues.
Finding my way forward with node-positive breast cancer felt overwhelming at times. But I never just found my way. I made it. So when I finished active therapy, I kept moving forward and did everything I could to protect myself from recurrence.
Verzenio is the first treatment in over 15 years to reduce the risk of recurrence for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive, early breast cancer with a high chance of returning, as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Hormone therapy works outside the cell, while Verzenio works inside to help stop the growth of cancer cells. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm making my way forward, my way, with Verzenio.
Ask Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows. We've done the runaround.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different. The experts guided us through every step of their no-pressure process.
We really loved their educational approach. Next Door and Window helped us understand what was right for us.
They have a totally different approach to doors and windows. They made the window and door replacement process simple.
Call 844-600-NEXT to get 50% off your installation.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
People with plaque psoriasis are rethinking the choices they make, like the shot they take, the memories they create, or the spin they initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, you can achieve clearer skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla can cause serious allergic reactions. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Welcome back to your traffic update. Now, we're going to take a look at what we're seeing as of right now. Well, eastbound on the Beltline and even westbound are pretty slow as of right now. So if you're going to be traveling on those routes, just note you're going to be a little bit behind, just sitting in traffic for the moments as we're looking at real slow spots, thanks to that construction that we have been seeing on the day-to-day basis. Over onto the interstate, we're all green as we're getting into our rest of our evening hours. And that's going to do it for our traffic update. Back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Nissan, then Datsun, introduced the 240Z sports car in 1970. It was an instant hit. It was followed by the 260Z, launched as a 1974 model.
That led eventually to the 270Z, and now, after 8 years, there is a new Nissan sports car, the Z. Just Z. One letter says it all.
Let's check out the Nissan Z as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs. Words don't do it justice.
Wow.
Throws you back in your seat. Actually, the word breathtaking works. And they do this because they can.
Yes, this is what it's all about. These cars are clearly, just about building the brand, the statement that they can make about the performance. They hope it halos the whole line, but if it doesn't, Z is a legendary name.
And Nissan was careful to keep that legend alive. The new Z pays homage to its heritage. The front end harkens back to the original 240Z, the back the 300Z of the 90s. It's just great.
Honestly, everything about this is great. The silhouette is perfect. You have that long hood, low roof line, sloping nicely into this back end, but it's its own car, which is great because so many retro cars feel like they just copped the style of that and slapped it on.
And this is not a poser.
No, this is a real sports car. You got 400 horsepower up front, driving the rear wheels through, in this version, limited slip differential, so you can do all those fun things that we're not allowed to do anymore.
The Z is available with a 6-speed manual transmission. Our test car had a 9-speed automatic driving the rear wheels. Nissan has made a Z for the modern era, with all the safety gear and an updated tech injection. The cabin is snug, like a true sports car should be.
It's all about the driver, and it's all about evoking the heritage of that original Z. This whole center stack mimics that original 240.
Who's the audience here?
Guys like me. people like me, let's say. Anybody who loves to drive, who
remembers the Datsun.
Yeah, doesn't have to bring kids anywhere with them because there's no place to put them. You know, it's a toy. It's a toy.
A toy with a twin-turbo V6 making 400 horsepower.
They tweak the turbocharge intake so that when you lift off the gas, the turbo doesn't slow down as much, so the power is right there again when you put it back on, like if you go through a corner. So it's just, they've done a lot of subtle little things to make this really a fun car to drive.
A sports car.
A sports car. A proper sports car.
In this version, a $51,000 sports car. Certainly not for everyone, but it is fun to dream.
It is for the driver and a passenger and enough room to take luggage for maybe a week up north if you want to go have some fun. That's what this thing is all about.
It's spectacular.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job both from a styling standpoint. This color is fantastic. The you know, the overall driving of it, the performance, it really is. It has a lot of character that the original Z had. It just feels right.
It just feels right.
And you'll hear it coming.
Well, I've driven louder cars, but that does have a distinctive sound.
And there's still a market for these, limited.
Limited, and that's one of the nice things that's happened is production and manufacturing has gotten so efficient and so flexible, they can produce at lower volumes and still keep a car like that relatively affordable. I mean, it starts at $39,000, so that's, you know, not Jaguar levels. It's not even Supra levels. It's among that class of cars. It's affordable.
What are its competitors?
Yeah, the Toyota Supra and like a Jaguar F-Type might be something you'd look at if you were looking at that.
But that's 60,
yeah,
70,000.
That's another $20,000, $30,000. So really in this two-seat sports car market, there's not a lot there.
Two.
Yeah, it's a category of two right now.
And a Miata if you don't want to spend
it. You have the Miata, Toyota 86, Subaru BRZ, which are smaller, lower powered, and a lot less expensive than that as well.
Nice looking cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to get back in one of those things.
RidesandDrives.com for more on all of this. Harvey, good to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Harvey.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Look at this selection. Tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl. And this one is perfect.
At Floor & Decor, our everyday low pricing on high-quality products and on-trend styles means you can really bring your room to life. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Since I left for college, my dad has gotten back into some of his old hobbies. And now he's taking Trulicity. And it looks like he's gotten into some new, healthier habits, too.
What changes are you making for your type 2 diabetes? Maybe it's time to try Trulicity. It's proven to help lower A1C. It could help you lose up to 10 pounds. And it's only taken once a week, so it can fit into your busy life. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. The choices you make can help control your A1C. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
I'm Alex Lasry, a Democrat running to beat Senator Ron Johnson.
And I'm Lauren Lasry, and this is our daughter Eleanor. I know Alex will always fight for working families.
To get more money in the pockets of working people and lower costs.
By making paid leave available and healthcare more affordable.
And I'll always be a relentless supporter of a woman's right to choose.
Especially now. Alex is exactly the kind of ally Tammy Baldwin needs in the Senate.
So I approve this message because we have to do better than having Ron Johnson as our senator.
Imagine algae-free beaches. Tonight, how Dane County and the city of Madison plans to do that. And the pride flag was raised above the Capitol. How state and city leaders are recognizing Pride Month. We'll see you in a few minutes.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team is here for you, exposing scams, mediating consumer disputes, and getting results. Contact us by phone or on channel3000.com.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
We're taking action for you.
Enjoy the cool and dry while we have it, because we're going to stay cool, but we are looking for some soggy conditions starting off this weekend. Meteorologist Gary Canolti will give you the rundown in just a few moments.
Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll take your pet questions live with veterinarian Carrie Donahue.
And we're getting political on the Traveler Throwback Thursday. We highlight one man's fascination with Richard Nixon.
Specific.
Yeah, that's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
This is how we do it.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. And that level of teamwork means better, fresher options time and time again. Because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone.
To all my neighbors, you got much flavor.
Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farxiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farxiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
In today's Final Touch, scientists believe they have found the largest plant in the world.
An underwater meadow of Poseidon's ribbonweed. The seagrass meadow was discovered in Shark Bay, a World Heritage Site in Western Australia. Initially, it was believed that the meadow was a cluster of thousands of individual plants, but the team of the University of Western Australia and Flinders University now think it is in fact just one genetically identical plant. The meadow is believed to be at least 4,500 years old and covers more than 69.5 square miles. Many plants reproduce by cloning themselves with individuals originating from one single plant. It's quite amazing. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.